This is so fun. I love this.
I'm excited.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the SayMore podcast, episode 27, post Olympia. Honestly, we were just talking about this and we can't believe how quickly it's gone. It's gone so quick.
Unreal. I cannot believe we're Sunday.
I know.
After the Olympia, and that's a wrap.
I know.
Like, you're leaving tomorrow. I'm going back home tomorrow, and then what?
Yeah, and what? What's
Then what?
going on? I don't even know myself. I'm like, what's going on? Christmas? When's Thanksgiving?
In 3 weeks. Yes.
Okay, you got 3 weeks.
Yes.
Oh my God.
My
But yeah,
American Thanksgiving.
we are gonna go through all fun things, Olympia, post-show, thoughts, feelings, all.
So much to talk about.
Yeah, I know. There's so many. We have so many questions as well because you guys went in. I asked on our story, and like so many of you were like, "Yeah, we want the deets, we want the juice, we want to know all of this." So, but I mean, how was your day today though so far?
Oh my God, good. You know, Sunday after the Olympia, I got to shoot with JM today with the girls, so that was cool. Being part of that, and that's pretty much all I did. I took a long shower because having that tan on me, I'm gonna feel dirty for the next 2 days. But yeah, just kind of embracing every second. Like you said, I cannot believe it's over.
I know.
And I'm glad we're doing this right now.
So we can actually talk about it because we can actually process it.
Yes, we're processing everything with you guys,
Yeah.
like in lifetime period.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do that podcast actually this week
Yeah.
before the Olympia, but everything happens for a reason, and we're here, and I'm so glad we can talk about. I mean, the meet and greet, like meeting people like that love our podcast and getting like to meet you guys, and I mean, we got some cookies. Like what happened? Like tell me about it. Tell me everything.
That was my favorite part. Like, I was obsessed with the fact that everyone was like, also sorry about my voice everyone, because my post Olympia vibes, my voice is very croaky, but I loved when people would come up to us and be like, I love your podcast, I relate to your podcast, when people pick out specific parts as well, being like, that when you said this really hit me, and this is the reason why, because it makes you guys think, and like that's exactly what we wanted to make you do, and I loved it.
I would see girls with repping your shirt, and I was like,
dude.
They would come to my booth, and I was like, you're back to Phoebe, and like, or like they would come to me and be like, I love your podcast. I'm like, have you seen Phoebe's demo? She's like,
Go.
Like, see my girl. Like, I would send you back and forth, and it was so dope. I loved it,
was
and I
so
had like,
fun.
people from the UK, and I was like,
Hey,
gang.
do you know my girlfriend?
Gang, do you know my girlfriend? So
But
yeah,
I loved it.
It was so fun. So
was
that
so
was a meet and greet on Thursday. All the days before were crazy. It was crazy for
Yeah,
you,
what did
crazy
you
for
do
me.
on when did you do Wednesday?
Wednesday was just, one of those
Chilling.
crazy days. Going to Kissing Me Muscle,
Oh, yeah.
gym, and Aldo was like training with Dorian. It
Oh,
was like
that's
that
cool.
crazy day. It was really, I mean, the whole experience was amazing.
Crazy, yeah.
That was the craziest, most perfect, awesomeness, wholesomeness Olympia of my life, and we'll go
Deep
into it.
100%.
But that was Thursday, the meet and greet.
Because you also did the press conference and all that type of thing as well, which was good. We did check-ins, which was fun. I always like doing check-ins because then we can actually be around the girls. Because I feel like obviously sometimes it's hard because obviously we all compete with each other, but we're all in different countries. Whenever obviously all of us are in one like area, so it's kind of nice to kind of like be like, hi, nice to meet you. I haven't met you before, like, or I know you from Instagram. So it's a really good place to like meet people. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
meet the pros and
Yes.
stuff like that. And then the meet and greet. And then Friday, what did you do Friday? You chilled, didn't you? Sleep.
I
I
slept.
rested.
Yes, I slept. I actually went to the gym, practiced my posing a little bit for an hour.
Nice.
But I changed like my tan process too this time around. So I had like 2 coats this time. I actually checked in at the hotel. So yeah, Friday was
you
like,
checked in, didn't you?
just
Yeah.
a very relaxed day. I never trained before a show. So I was like
Yeah.
focusing on relaxing. What about you?
And then I mean, I was
What
the
was
same.
Friday?
I think. Oh, I did. That was that was a hectic day. A little bit of a hectic day. So we went to the expo, and I was did the Femflex radio, which I was like,
You were so active.
I loved it because like, for me anyway, it's like because obviously we did it with Maureen and Ashley, and then Adam was with Ashley at the time, so they were like, come on as well. So it was really nice to be in that because again, I look up to Ashley, I look up to Maureen, like they're most Miss Olympias, and for me to be invited on it, like, because at first it was actually supposed to be a 15-minute video with just a 15-minute like interview, and they were like, actually, our producers want you to have a whole episode, 45 with Maureen and Ashley, and I was like, excuse me, like, are you sure? Like, you want me on that? So that was kind of a bit of a like a starstruck moment for me, and I was like, so I took that in my stride, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm excited. So that was fun, and then obviously my sister surprised me on the podcast. Well, not on the podcast, sorry, on the when we came back from the podcast, and the way that it was done was so funny because like Max, there was all of a sudden a knock at the door, and Dad was the closest one to the door, and I went, Dad, can you get the door? And he was like, no, my hands are full. And I was like, I'm the furthest one away from the door. Like, can someone get the door? Like, I'm one day out, someone get the door. Max was like, just get the door. I was like, oh my God, why? And then like, he all of a sudden jumped up with his camera and I was like, what are you doing? Turned around, opened the door, and I was like, I literally just shouted like, oh my God. Like, it was like disbelief because we were on the phone to her the night before and she was like, oh yeah, just in Mexico. And I was like, oh, I miss you. And I was like, I wish you were here. Like, it feels weird you not being here. So,
oh my God, I want to cry.
Oh my God,
I don't even.
Because you guys obviously can't see right now, but what we're looking at right now is like our parents, like my dad, my sister, Lauralie's parents, just chatting away, and it's literally, it's giving me, it's just so cute. Like it's just so sweet. So it's really nice to have.
It's really it's so precious.
I know, and that's why these are the moments I love the most, honestly. So like that was Friday, very very like emotional, like oh my God day, like, and then tanning and then resting, and then Saturday was the day. So I mean, what was your first initial wake up on the Saturday, like when you woke up on Saturday? Because you know sometimes when you wake up like on show day, was there nerves, was there anxiousness, like what was it for you?
So I slept in the hotel, but no, I felt like, okay, it's 6:30. I woke up right at my alarm. No time to think. Put my shoes on, go see Kim, check in. You're good. We're doing this. Same, exactly the same as I've done every day for the last 19 weeks. And it was just happened to be show day that day. Like that's the only difference.
That's good mindset though. It doesn't need to be different. It doesn't need to be different. Like it just can be the same.
Yeah.
And that's where I think there's less pressure that way as well. Because if you make it a big deal, like, oh my God, there's this show day, it brings everything up, for me anyway. So I agree with that. I was the same, which was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt really good. Like to be fair, my sleep wasn't great because I feel like I was like waking up, I was like excited kid at Christmas. I was like, oh, it's Olympia. Like I want to like stay up, and I was like, no, I need to go back to sleep. So I was like, go back to sleep. Woke up, I was like, what's the time? I was like, 4 a.m. I was like, go back to sleep. So I didn't get my makeup done until like 7:20. So I didn't need to be up till like, because we checked in with that at about 6:45. So I didn't need to be up early, but I kept on getting, I was like, 4 o'clock, okay, we're at 6. Getting up, okay, 5 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you just wanted to be like
I
right
know.
now. Yeah.
So, but I mean, all of that process, like, what was obviously we're going to go into it anyway, but with all of that going on, like after you woke up, like what was the day onwards from that for you?
I mean, the regular go to your tan, get your tan done, and then went to my makeup, did the hair, and then went back to the room, check in one last time, and I had, Aldo there, Kevin, the videographer that was there with me, and that was it. That was the package.
Yeah.
And I felt so happy. It was like, everything was just good.
Yeah.
And everything is still really good.
Yeah.
So
and I love that.
It has been good. It's been good, and it's been really, really great.
Yeah.
And then prejudging, we were backstage. I found a little area. I walked in, found a little area that just happened to have 2 seats. I was like, that's for me. That's for my foot right there.
Because I was looking for you for ages. Because I went in and I was with Jen.
The room over there in the back.
Gym. And not in the gym, in the room, in the back. And I was with Jen and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, where's Lauralie? And I was like, where is she? Like, can't find her. Look on Instagram, there's a picture of her like this. And I was like, that's where she is.
I was passing out on my chair. But I was like, listen, I have this chair right there. I can put my foot, and right there is a proton. So
yeah,
I can see perfectly right in the back. I can see if they're going on stage or whatever.
Yeah.
And to the side, I can see the proton.
Yeah.
And I'm covered kind of because it was kind of cold backstage.
Yeah, it was
so
cold.
I was covered. I was like having a wall behind me and a wall here, and I couldn't have any air. So I was just like, but I was
Cozy.
passing out. I
Yeah.
think I woke up myself snoring once, like this. I swear.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
yeah.
Well, I mean, and then from obviously prejudging, which we'll go into obviously all the questions, everything like that anyway. But from prejudging, how did you find finals? How was that? How was the experience? Like, it looked incredible, like the actual stage and stuff. What would you say compared it to from the Vegas stage?
So the first thing is that it's not an auditorium, right? So the seat, everything is flat. So there's that. This stage is a bit smaller, but I love the production that
the
is
production's
in
sick.
Orlando. I just think it's such a great production, and it works really well. And the backstage area is huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
It looks really, really big.
Really big, and there's space, and it reminds me of the OG, like my first Olympia, the Orleans, like back in the days, you know, when it was like September, you know, every year, and with the room keys. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
just felt
that's
like
how
a vibe.
it felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost gets you like, I've been here before, but I can't remember if it was in Vegas or like, it just felt like the Olympia.
It felt familiar.
Like, it felt like this is like the Olympia backstage. This is how it's supposed to feel like. And it's always very special because it's like the big guys. And then, you know, we see the awards of the men's physique going on, and then the reaction backstage. We had the reaction backstage of people that just screams, and then, like, you know, Ryan Terry, congratulations. And then, you know, C-Bomb, and then obviously the big guys after us. So all of that is really special. And then we have in bikini four Miss Olympia competing. Four. So they all got to go inside, I think, inside and in the middle with like the smoke. They all had the opportunity to do that. And then that was crazy.
That's so cool.
And then we have, you know, a mix of like the new generation too, like the top 10. So me, Jen, and Issa, obviously Ashley, we all agreed that we're the OG. Like we all agreed. Like,
I love that.
I mean, Ashley was there.
Yeah.
But me, Issa, and Jen, we all three agree.
Yeah.
We're officially the OGs.
I love that. Yeah,
we
now
are.
You're the OGs now.
Yes, as of today, right now.
I love that though.
And it was funny because we're talking with like Amy, and then you know, Ashlyn is there, and it's like
the newer generation that's coming up.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's so fun.
Exactly. So it was. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better experience.
That's
I mean,
so good.
You being there, obviously. But I texted you and I sent you a picture, and I was like,
I literally, you were like, send me a picture of where you are right now, and I sent you a picture of Max and my dad, and you were like lying down, and I was like, I wish I was there with you, bless you. But we'll get into that, don't you worry. So we have that sounds like, honestly, the last week it's gone so quickly, and I'm like, you just relaying all of that back. I'm like, oh fuck, a lot happens. Like, do you know what I mean? I forget. I actually feel like, because I'm like, what just happened? Like, all of that stuff. I look back at photos and videos, and I'm like, wow, we actually did loads. Like, loads.
So much. It's funny because Aldo just called me before the podcast, and he's like, basically just telling me everything that happened in the last prep.
Just reminding you.
I'm like, shit. That's why I'm happy, dude. I'm like, I didn't, you know, it's like you're happy, you have joy inside of you, and you feel good. Yeah. But it's like, what happened actually? And he's like, this is what happened for you. And I'm like, shit. Yeah. That was like amazing, you know? So, yeah.
I'm very happy.
I'm just the question.
I know, I'm just really happy.
I could just like be looking at you right now and be like, girl, we're in the lake house.
I know, like, I wish we'll show you the view of, it's just such a vibe right now. Like, we've got our little swivel chairs and all that fun stuff. Like, our parents are chatting. Like, I couldn't ask for like, Max is here behind the camera. I can't ask for a better like moment, if I'm honest. So, let's get into the fun questions that you guys asked. So, we're gonna start off with. Thank you very much. Thank you much. Were you both fully happy with the package you brought to stage? You go first.
Me first?
Yeah.
I am very happy with the package that I brought on stage. I do believe that this is the best that I could have brought on stage that day. Is there work to be done? Absolutely. Yeah. Am I absolutely okay with that? Yeah. Yeah. Totally. So yeah, I'm happy with the package I brought. Honestly, like truly.
And I think that's really good, because what we kind of relayed before when we were talking, obviously off, like before the podcast, you were kind of saying, like, you were happy, like post coming off for prejudging, and you were like, I'm so content with like what's just happened, because I'm happy with my physique. I'm completely happy, and I completely relate, because I didn't make it into top 10, but I'm so happy with the changes that we made from Hurricane. I'm happy with the improvements we made from last year. Like, it all clicks, and it's weird because you're like, I feel like I should be sad because it didn't go, not my way, but I wanted to make top 10, and you obviously wanted to win. But should I feel sad? No, because I'm still happy with my shape I took, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we both, won from our past showing. My last Olympia was 5th. I come back from like a back-to-back Arnold. Like this is, it's like I still have that, but I showed up better than my last Olympia. That I know for sure. I look, hear from the judges. Same with you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully happy. Like, yes, like you said, there's work to be done. There's always work to be done with bodybuilding. Like, you could be Miss Olympia and there's still stuff to work on. Like, there's still going to be things that you can change and better, but yeah,
everything felt right.
That's what I mean, and that's why. And you said that's what you said. You were like, I feel confused because I feel like I'm happy. I'm still happy with what just happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I just think it's like growth. It's like one of those that I don't need to beat myself up for anything really, because like I said, I left on stage and I was like confused because I'm like, but I felt so good. Everything was aligning so perfectly, and spiritually I feel like everything was so good all the week through, and all the way until they basically called the first call, like top 3, and they asked them to leave the stage, and I was like,
okay,
I'm not in there.
Yeah.
Okay, like what are we doing with that? So like everything goes kind of fast, and like you're on stage and you still need to like put on that face.
Yeah, you're like, I still need to show that I'm like presenting myself right.
Yes,
now.
and I think there's actually a moment that Sandy's calling my number and I'm not picking up on her calling my number, and I just zoned out for a second.
Okay.
So that happened.
Yeah.
So I kind of zoned out on stage, which is not,
But it happens. It's like you said, it's so fast. Like, it's hard for you to kind of like process those emotions, because especially when you're working towards that top spot, you're working towards a certain, place you want, and then you realize, okay, something's not happening. It's like you just don't click, and that's okay.
Right.
Like,
and I just think it's because I felt so good going in and so confident with whatever I brought, that I was like, did I overlook something? But when you're on stage, because you never know how you really look until you hit that light.
Yeah.
And now I'm on stage in a very vulnerable place. And the thing is, normally, I think it was last year, we were so many girls to do the comparison rounds that I had time to go back on my phone and look on my phone on how I was looking. So then I could do the adjustment going back into prejudging.
Yeah.
So I knew how to like pose, or like how I looked.
Yeah.
And go on from there. But I didn't have time this time to look. So
I did
back,
do that this time, to be fair.
And then you did?
Yeah, I did it without him this time. And I was trying to text Max and stuff, and because the Wi-Fi was so terrible in the audience.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Because it's like a thing that I do with like Max. I like text him usually after after judging, like after I've been on, like, how did I look? And he's like, change this, is this. And he wasn't replying, and I was like, what? How do I look like? And I was like, this is so weird. Like, why is he not replying? And I was like, this is weird. But I agree with that. I agree. But like, because it went so quick, you're like, okay, cool, let's just go in there blind. Not blind, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's just not change anything.
Or like just very experienced. Yeah. Experience the whole thing. So, yeah.
Fully happy.
But fully, girl, yeah, I'm looking back at my, my videos and then the pictures and the top 5 and the experience and the girls and like the I could not have asked for a better, like, to me, that's the perfect Olympia. That's my first Olympia since my first Olympia. Like, that's how I feel. I just feel solid.
And that's good. And that's how you want to feel after a show, like, obviously like this. You want to feel those feelings. And I never want to feel, especially with when our families are here and all that sort of thing, I was like, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to feel like negative emotions. I just want to feel positive. I just want to be
Yes.
like in that vibe where I look back and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I didn't get top 10, but this experience was still incredible. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
totally.
no, I loved it, and I'm fully happy. Like, I know obviously that wasn't the question, but the question was, were you fully happy with the package? 100%, 100% happy. So, but obviously there's always work to be done.
Yeah,
So,
we'll get
and
our
I'm
feedback,
oh, yeah.
and then
And I'm excited to
our
work towards
athlete
that.
part of herself is going to
Oh,
get
yeah.
back to work. Period. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. You don't need to. Like, what are you gonna do anyway? What are
Yeah,
you gonna do? What
exactly.
are you gonna do about
You can't change it. You can't change what you just took up on stage, you know?
Exactly.
So, okay. Lauralie, your new posing was amazing. Do you think the judges, which if you haven't already seen it, go to her Instagram right now and like watch her posing. Because we were even, I remember you saying like, okay, I've got like something in the works, but I don't know how to work it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I've been looking forward like to seeing it. So when I saw it, I was like, I was, because you know the screen backstage? Because when they said Lauralie just heard us, I was in line, but I went back to the screens because I was like, I know she's got something different. So I watched and I was like this. The whole time I was like, girl, because it was different, but I loved it.
Thank
so like
you.
the question was, your new posing was amazing. Do you think the judges liked it, and did you like doing something different?
So thank you for saying that. Whomever asked me the question, I was so excited to present that. I was just, there's a whole backstory about it, and it was Aldo and I kind of like talking with my hands movement, and then we were at the airport, and he was showing me like pictures on YouTube, like videos on YouTube on like different dancing and then ballroom dancing, and then we were practicing at the airport. So there's all those like,
That's so
the
cool.
moment in the journey that
Yeah.
we had so much fun with it. And
Yeah.
he had a client that was a ballroom dancer. She was 16 years old. Aldo was training the mom, and then Aldo was like, you want to do something with them? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I never go and ask help from anybody.
Yeah, you're like, can you ask?
So I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable already because I don't let anyone into that bubble because I
Yeah.
take so much pride into like
It's
self.
mine.
It's mine. I do everything by my own. But sometimes you reach out, and that girl was with me for an hour. Like, and I was telling her, okay, but this is bodybuilding, and then we need to like try to bet ballroom dancing with bodybuilding, and she was explaining to me like different. And I'm like looking back, I'm like, we did that. We did that. Okay? I'm like, we did that. Like, holy crap, that was so much fun. And I was so excited. And when I showed Kim on Monday when I did the check-in, he's like,
Dude.
he was
That's
so
so
excited.
fun, man.
He was so excited. I never like.
I love
saw
it when those ones
Kim was
happen, though.
like jumping, and then Aldo was just like, babe, and then everything just came together, and it clicked. So that moment for me, I cannot wait to get on stage to just show that, to just show that part, and yeah.
That's so good.
Do I think the judges like it? I don't know. We'll ask, but
Yeah, we'll
to be
see.
honest, the posing presentation is more for us than anything. Like,
it is. Because on the meet and greet, not the meet and greet, sorry, the check-in, they did say like, guys, don't do a T-walk, like don't like, you've got 45 seconds to do your routine, like try and cut it back. Like you don't have to do this little T-walk at the beginning because we can't see you anyway. And I think you can kind of run with what they, in the moment, yes, you can say, okay, just cut it. But like you had that whole thing in there. So you're like, I'm not going to cut that out. Like I'm still going to keep it in. To just contain the 45 seconds.
I cut some part of my posing.
Okay.
I cut like a hair flip. I cut my walk back too.
Oh, okay.
So I cut the second part of my posing a little bit.
Yeah, but that first part was like, that was amazing.
The front part was femininity. It was just different, and I was just excited to do it because, people don't get to see the journey behind it, but it's part of the new package of like Lauralie. Like, why is she glowing inside out? Like, why does she has such a small waist, and like all that? Like, there's just so much behind it that I was like, I cannot take that. Like, this is my little part. If anything, I just want to do that, a front pose, a back pose, and I'm out.
Yeah, then you don't mind.
Yes, but no, that was a very special moment. So I don't know if the judges like it. I did get a feedback from Sandy, and she did really enjoy it because Sandy, how she is. She loves the femininity and like the fun and like the out of the box thingy. I mean, Courtney King was the first one to do the pose that we're all doing now.
To be fair, that's actually so true.
So yeah, so
you never know. You might see, you might see mini Lauralie's trying to do it. I love that so much. Okay, so next question was, Phoebe, how do you feel about not making top 10 this year? So that was the question. We were like, that's gonna take a while to answer.
Yeah.
But
take a breathe. Take a breath.
I know, take a breath. I mean, obviously, in the moment, so like, because the way that it happens, it's like, because I got second call-outs, the way that even the way they did it last year, they make first and second call-outs wait backstage. Because obviously, even though you got second call-outs, because this happened to me last year where I moved up. So even though I was in second call-outs, I managed to move my weight, because the last year was 9 in the first call-out, and then I was in second call-out in the middle. So I was waiting to see whether I was 10th or 11th. And I was like, okay, I'll probably be 10th or 11th. But because of the scoring, I actually moved my way up to 7th. So that was last year. So when you go backstage, you kind of wait, like, okay, what's going to happen? They'll call numbers, add up scores and stuff like that in the moment. And then they'll call certain numbers they want to kind of see. So I think when I was on stage and I got second call outs, I kind of was like, okay, let's go to work. Because it was kind of familiar to similar as last year. I think I didn't know, I think in the moment when I got moved out, I was like, okay, I know I'm probably going to be fighting for like that 10th spot or 9th spot. So like, I was like, okay, work, like let's fucking work, like let's go. And then obviously when they were calling us backstage, they made us wait backstage for ages. Did you remember being like just stood there for ages? Because obviously the call outs, they'd done second call outs and then get obviously 3rd, 4th, 5th call outs. So I was like anticipating it. So I was like, oh my God, like, have I got it? Have I not? Like, this is a bit like, you know, nerve wracking. So I think in that moment, I was a bit like, fuck. And I kind of was like, I don't think I have it, because I was texting Adam at the same time, and he was like, obviously, I'm so proud of you, like, regardless of what happens, like, it doesn't affect, like, the way that you look incredible, like, regardless. I think it hit me more backstage, because I kind of went back when they were like, okay, ladies, thank you, you can go, like, now leave. I think when that happened, I was like, oh. And I sat backstage and I kind of was like, just with my, because everyone was gone by then, sat backstage by myself and was just packing my suitcase up a bit, and I was like, this sucks. But then when I left, because Adam was like, oh, I'm outside, left, and there was like a little bit of a queue, got pictures with people, family was there, loads of hugs with people, went to the HD stand. I was like immediately lifted, and I was like, I know I didn't make top 10, and that's always my goal, is to move up the ranks and want to be.
So you knew, like, when did you knew? Like,
so we knew like that was post. So once they said, okay, ladies, you can leave, that was me done. So I wasn't in top 10.
But from the stage or from backstage?
From that was when we were backstage.
When you were backstage,
when we were backstage, that was,
and
you know,
all waiting.
Yeah, you know,
to go back.
You know when you went on the second time.
Yes.
The second time.
They only called how many of us?
They called 10 of you. So they called your, because you know were you in the second round first, and then they did the top 3.
Got it.
So then when they called that second round first, and I wasn't in it, I kind of knew. I was like, that's top 10, because I knew because of last year. I knew because of last year. So I was like, I know I'm not in that top 10.
Wait, so they called, so there was 3.
Because they called
the first, so they called the first 7 one?
7, yeah.
Oh, they called 7.
7, and I wasn't in that 7. And then
I thought they called like 5 of us.
No, they called 7.
Okay, so we were 7 there.
They called
and then
7
3.
of you, and then they called the 3.
Got it.
So I was like, okay, I know I'm not in that top 10. So I was like, it looks like I'm probably like 11th or 12th.
Because then they were like, we're going to text you guys if you made the top 10 or not. If you made the top 10,
yeah.
But you knew.
But I knew.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think in that, so like going back to that moment where they were like, okay, you can leave now, you're like, but like I said, like when I then was like going back, getting all my stuff, going to the front, getting photos with, you know, all those people were saying like, you still looked incredible. I like favorite look,
God.
loved your posing.
Yes.
And relaying all of that. And then obviously I got to go to the HD stand with Jen, get photos, was talking with her. Like, it was just, like you said, I felt confused because I was so happy. I was so happy, like, even though I was gutted that I didn't get top 10, I was still so happy. I was like, this is a weird feeling, like I should, I was just about to say, I should feel sad, But there's no feeling I should feel anything because I felt sufficed with the package I took, you know?
I really think, I was about to say maybe they should change the way they're doing things, but that's where the sport is a sport and sometimes it's brutal.
And it's brutal.
Like you need
It
to grow a
happens.
thick skin when, they're looking back at you and they're like, all right, thank you, ladies. You're like,
but it's not, what else are they going to do? They'd be like, girls, I'm really sorry. I think that'd be worse. I think that'd be
no,
even
but I don't know,
worse.
they would just like not call us back and just be like, surprise, like, you get a text, but would it be better?
I think that would be, I wouldn't like that because I think I'd be anticipating it. Because the longer you wait, because remember I said before we were waiting for all the call outs to be done. And then that wait was like the worst because I was like, I don't know if I got it or not.
Yeah, you would have rather just like,
I'd rather know. I'd rather know and then I don't have to, and then I can just not forget about it, but
just go.
Done and okay, cool, let's move on. What do we need to do feedback wise? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And close that chapter and move on versus wait a few hours and kind of go from there. But how do I feel now? Like, really fucking happy. Like, I looked at all of my photos compared to last year, looked at all the things and like so satisfied. There was nothing else more we could have done. The improvements we made, which by the way, we literally were 8 pounds down from 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we dropped 8 pounds, which was ridiculous. And we really grinded for that. There was nothing else we could have kind of done in that moment. So I'm really happy with the hand we were dealt. And yes, I would have loved to make top 10, don't get me wrong, but I'm still super happy with the package we took. And that's something I'm so, so proud of. So
we're gonna have to dive into like how to lose 8 pounds.
I know, girl, you don't want to know.
And still be
it was
positive
so fun.
and happy.
I know. I said to, it's funny because I said to Adam, because Adam was like, obviously I was going through the trenches because cardio was high, calories were low. Like I'm not gonna bullshit or anything like that. It was tough.
Yeah.
Adam was texting me every day like, how you feeling? And I was like, honestly, you don't need to text me every day because I feel shit. Like, it's just how I feel. And he was like, it's okay. Like, we're almost there, like 3 days out. And I'm like, okay, we're almost there.
Through.
But, I feel good. Like, I am in good spirits. And this weekend has been, like we've said, this weekend has been incredible. So I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Yeah. Okay, next question is, what was your least favorite moment and your favorite moment of the Olympia? So what was your least favorite moment of the Olympia?
I don't even
mean.
have time to like process. I mean, my least favorite moment for the Olympia was,
I think mine was a little like when you text me when you were just getting ready to go on for finals and you text me that photo. And then you replied, because I was like, oh, my baby girl, on your photo on Instagram. And you were like, I miss you. And then you text me like backstage. And I was like, oh, I wish I was there. I think that little moment there was like a least favorite moment because I was like, oh, I wish I was with her. Do you know what I mean? As like but it wasn't like a bad thing.
No,
it was like
wasn't. It was like,
because it was so much fun last year. Do you know what I mean? Like we had so much fun and like, I think that's the one, and that's not a negative thing of being like the least favorite part, but like, it would have been nice to have that moment with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we had so much fun last year with like, we laughed so much backstage. That year was just different. It was just like me and my videographer. And I was just kind of like laying down and just waiting there, you know? There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh no, that's what I mean. It's not like it was wrong, like, oh, I'm like sad that you were by yourself. That's not that.
Yeah, I didn't have any cookies, so.
That's your least favorite part, you didn't have any cookies. Well, we had cookies.
But I'm telling you, it was just not, like, we had cookies last night. It was just not, but it was good. It was, but you were missed, for real. Yeah.
What was your least favorite part then? So you're like, it wasn't, I don't want to make that even a thing anyway, but that was just a question.
Not really anything. I can't come up with anything. That my least favorite moment for the Olympia, I can't really say anything. No, like not right now.
That's good. I mean, that's also fine. Do you know what I mean? That's also good. Like that.
Because there were no chaos. Like I was very settled in. Like I booked a room. Like maybe there's a lot of things that could have happened bad, but they didn't because I was like, I got a room over there. I had all my family was like settled in. Everyone knew where to go. Was very helpful. I had no stress. Like.
That's good though. That's really, really good. I mean, I don't want to pry a least favorite moment out of you. What was your most favorite then?
my most favorite was
There was so
going
many.
going on stage and doing my new
Your little
pose.
verse. Oh.
Yeah, I think that was probably the highlight. Um, and then obviously the whole experience, like, getting to
Yeah.
talk with the girls, and it was just a very positive aura with everybody.
I love that.
Drama free, really good, and very fun.
Yeah, just satisfying. Like a very, very satisfying moment.
Yeah,
That's
very
good.
fun. Everybody knew where to stand, where to place. Like, I had no overwhelming, with my family, sometimes I get overwhelmed because I want them to make sure, are you okay? Are you good? Are you this? And then with Aldo, same thing, but Aldo was like, you would do me a huge favor if you actually like think about just you right now. And that would be great. And I felt like I could do just that. So I had my night of sleep. I was on time with my makeup. Everything was on schedule.
I love that.
Yeah, everything was very aligned. So
that's perfect though. That's what you want it to be. I think my favorite part was, again, being surprised by my sister. Like that because even she said today, she was like, did you even like know? And I was like, I had no clue. No clue. And I've never really had that before where, like, Max has surprised me before with something, but something like that where, because I've done that with my sister and my dad before quite a few times, like surprised, oh, like I'm here. Like I've done that with my dad for his birthday. I've done that with my sister before.
Right.
So like I've never had that for me before though. Like, so that I was like completely like, oh my God, like I didn't even think, So that was really, really nice. And me and my sister are like so close. So I was like, I'm so happy you're here. And like that just made the moment even more special, like all of it. And then seeing them in the stage, in seeing all of them like with the flags and everything.
I mean, my parents have been talking about it like since, because they're like, that was so awesome. And my brothers were talking about it, and everybody was talking about it.
I love it. They just
like. Were you able to see them on stage or no?
Yeah. So as soon as I walked out, Alice stood up, and I saw that. I never see anyone like in the audience, but my eyes immediately drew to her. So I was like, shit. So, but I immediately saw her because she held up the UK flag, and then her dad stood up with the Ghana flag.
No, but your girl seems connected. I mean, she's dope. She would be my best friend if she weren't.
And honestly, if you were, if you were my best friend,
I have a double best friend, yeah.
But then one more final moment was my dad. Literally, however many people were getting like selfies with my dad. My dad like escapes the room at some point. Like I told him to, just on Friday. It was like one day I had things to do, and I was like, you don't need to come with me because like it's just gonna be hectic. So, do your thing. Next thing I know, he's in the expo. He's just wandered down to the expo. He's wandering around, getting free samples, having selfies with people because people are like, you're Phoebe's dad. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, hearing that was literally the most, like, the funniest thing. Like, I was just like, what the hell? Like, and then he goes up to, like, the HD stand and he's asking, like, the bodybuilders, like, how can I get muscles? Like, he was just having a whale. He was by himself having a whale of a time. Like, it was just nice because he can experience it, So that's probably, like, my favorite. My favorite part of the Olympia. Okay, the juicy juice. What was your feedback for the Olympia this year?
So I only got 2 feedback, right?
Yeah, same.
And it doesn't come. I mean, it comes from Kim and then Bill from me seeing him from the elevator.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to go into details and like not really into
you
details
haven't got
of like
everything yet.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to say something that it's not relatable because people are gonna go and get that.
Well, what do you think the feedback for Kim? Because that's more relatable. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you've probably spoken about that more. I mean, what would you think your own feedback was?
Okay, so I'm gonna speak for between me and Kim. So Kim, when I went on stage, he said, "Your like legs are just very full. You're very full." And at that moment, I just knew. I was like, I'm gonna look not conditioned enough.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know if it comes from just a lot of things. I just have more muscle.
More muscle. Because we were speaking about that before, and you were like, "It's not body fat because it's not. Your legs are built.
They're
like,
solid.
Yeah.
Like they're.
You were like grabbing you. You were like, "There's nothing there."
They're pretty solid.
They're solid. They are. But I think it's tough because sometimes it's not a case of anything that you need to change. It's just what you look like next to everyone else. Like, everyone looks so different. that's the hard thing. So it's hard when you're next to someone that might have smaller legs. Your legs aren't gonna look slightly bigger. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like your legs don't look big on you, but they look big next to someone else. Do you know what I mean?
And I think it's hard because we really listened to what they wanted. We really listened to what they wanted, and I think the judge did see that I did exactly what they wanted. You know, there's no deep lines into my hamstrings. My glutes are full when I'm walking. When I'm walking to the front, there's no lines into my quads. Like, we really listened thoroughly to what Tyler had said, everyone but what was put up. So I think it's hard for them to tell me what my feedbacks are right now.
Because they're like, you've listened, so...
Exactly.
But
it's... But sometimes, I mean, I think it's a good thing to, like, tell to the audience. It's like, sometimes you just need to figure out how to fit in. And I think that's what it is for me right now. I just have this factor that is just not... It just doesn't fit right into the amazing top 3 that we have. And, I mean, there's a top 5 with 4 Miss Olympias.
Yeah, that's wild. And you're in that mix. Like...
And I happen to be in that mix, which is insane to me, you know? And I said the same thing at the press conference. I'm like, looking back, I'm like, these girls all have something I want, you know? So...
And it's gonna come. Like, I was we've been texting all week. Like, your moment is here, and it is going to come. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but this is like I said, this is my second Olympia. It's like my first Olympia. It's my first Olympia as Lauralie, being happy, doing everything right as it's supposed to be, keeping my boundaries, keeping my Lauralie the daughter, Lauralie the sister, Lauralie the friend, Lauralie the podcast, the businesswoman. Like, everything was.
It wasn't just Lauralie the athlete, and that's all she is.
Everything was in sync.
Everything.
Yeah, it was Lauralie's first Olympia. That's what it was.
I love that. Yeah, I love that so much. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar. Like, we won't go into, because I've only gotten 2 bits of feedback, which again, I always want to try and make sure I can get all feedback and kind of then collectively be like, okay, this is what we see. Because sometimes when in the moment, especially after show, like, me and Adam were kind of like, I was pretty, like, I was happy with the shape, happy with everything. We were looking over videos. We're like, there wasn't massively anything that stood out that could have knocked me out of the top 10 or anything that we could have done more. You know what I mean? So we were kind of like, what was the feedback? I saw Attila backstage, and she had 2 bits of feedback. So she said, my midsection could probably be a little bit tighter, which I do agree with. My midsection was tighter last year. My abs were really defined this year, which is so difficult because I don't even train abs. So it's just genetically, they're just there. And she said from where she was sitting, there were some moments where my waist looked thicker because of that. Which, to be fair, looking back at videos and stuff now, I understand what she's talking about. From like center here, my like front on center, you could see my waist was like small. But from some angles, I could see it was slightly thicker, which that's where she could have seen it. And then she said that my quads could probably be a little bit bigger, which I looked back and I don't know if she means my quads need to grow more or I need more overall shape in my, like, because I feel like my front pose glutes, like my upper glutes and stuff, could probably have more projection, more shape in it, and my legs probably having a little bit more shape, but not just my quads. I think she means legs in general, not just my quads. Because when I look at that, because before when she said legs, I was like, oh, legs and quads. I was like, really, like more quad? And then looking back at photos, I was like, I could potentially have more shape, like more projection. If that makes sense.
I think, you know, going back to what Tyler said about the hourglass shape, you know, and that's what Sandy was saying to Kim. It's really hard for me to give you a feedback because she did exactly what we wanted. She, like, her waist, the curves, like from the front, like from the side, like, so everything that we've been doing, you know, like changing the exercises, like, and going through that whole thought process mechanically on like my body. I've done everything right, but it's just, you know, I mean, these 3, like, before me, like, they're so, like, I mean, just go look at the picture. I look at the picture and there's me and it's like,
you kind of
so
felt
obvious.
Yeah, you felt
obvious.
like it didn't fit. Like you said, fit in. You used the word fit in. You were like, I didn't fit into that, which is okay.
They match the shadow or like the outline perfect. So congratulations.
Yeah, honestly, 100%. Yeah,
it's been amazing. Yeah.
And then that was my feedback from Attila, and then I think me and Adam, our own feedback. I think, well, I also saw Bill as well this morning, and he just said he's happy with the shape. He really liked my muscle because my muscle masses are a lot different to last year. We were a lot more fuller and rounder, which we were really, really happy with. He just said a bit more conditioning, which I think I agree with in terms of like maybe the lower body being a bit more conditioned, a bit of a tighter waist, like not loads, like not bringing it in and drawing it in loads, but just a little bit, tiny little bit. But again, it's these small little micro things, especially at the Olympia, make a huge difference. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm happy to take that feedback on and kind of move with it, you know? So, yeah. Okay. Did you see each other much backstage? Oh no, we said that earlier, didn't we? No, I didn't see you much backstage, but only because
a little bit though. But when was it? It was before you went on.
Yeah, because we were in our own. Because one, I couldn't find you. I just couldn't find you. I was like, where is she? Like, girl, where is she? And then when we were lining up, I was like, good luck. How is everything going? And then I like it because we respect each other's space. It's not like we need to be with each other 24/7. Like, even though we're in the same like area, we don't need to be with each other at 24/7. We respect that space, but then we're also like, go fucking kill it. Do you know what I mean? So I loved the little moment that we had backstage. But no, I mean, in the actual weekend in general, because we've been so busy, like, we generally just couldn't see each other.
I feel like our friendship is just like,
but it's not
like
bad.
that.
No, but I don't mind that. It's not like, oh my God, Lauralie didn't see me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Lauralie didn't look for me.
Yeah, like,
Lauralie
what the
was
fuck?
so rude, being like over there, like sitting
by herself,
falling asleep, napping.
I fell asleep as well. No, like it doesn't. Like I'm gonna let you do your thing. Like do your thing. I'll see you when I see you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's very something that can be related and translated to backstage in general for any amateurs or anyone watching this as well. Like respecting each other's space, like because it is a lot backstage as well. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, so
just don't be toxic. Like don't be toxic.
Don't be toxic.
Just don't be toxic. That, like wants to be. I mean,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Why you didn't come to see me backstage? Like would you see?
Why?
Imagine me like.
Yeah, I know. I would be like, girl, if I would be like, shut up if you said that. I'd be like, why did you not see me? I'm really upset. But like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, girl. Come on. Okay. Is there anything you would have done differently for this Olympia? No. Short answer, no. Like for me, I would, no. There was nothing I could have fucking done in that last 2 weeks of my prep from Hurricane to now. There was nothing more I could have given. Nothing more.
But did it feel right in your gut? Mm-hmm. Like you knew?
There was nothing else I could have done. So I was like, okay, I did everything. Yeah. And I'm completely like satisfied with that. There's nothing else I could have done. So like...
Because we're thinkers. You and I are thinkers, obviously. And we're very in tune with our bodies. Mm-hmm. So...
Can you hear it? There's like there's a little helicopter just flying over. Casual, I know. So Florida.
We're both very in tune with our bodies. Mm-hmm. So by now we know when something is like not in your gut and feels right. But everything was,
it felt good.
Dude, it was on
everything felt good. Like I wouldn't change anything and be like, oh, I'm going to change my training or change, like, everything clicked. Like everything clicked this whole past week when my body started to respond more. We started to lose the weight. We started to tighten up the way that I remembered it. I was like, fuck yeah, this is working. Like this is good. And it was good. There's nothing else I could have done or would have done. So no, I wouldn't change anything.
Nothing else could have done, would have done.
No.
Period.
Completely happy with it. Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 questions left. Number 1, are you surprised by your placing from the Olympia? When you say surprised, I'm kind of like, what do you mean?
Yeah, me too. I kind of want to like Google the word surprise
and be like, surprised? When you say surprised, I think because we were translating to saying we were confused because we felt happy, even though like this whole time we've been saying like, you know, top 2 mentality. We want to like, you know, shoot for the stars, get that, you know, top spots. are we surprised that we didn't get that? Are we?
Am I surprised that I didn't win the show?
Yeah.
Looking back, no, I'm not. Absolutely not.
Because you know,
Absolutely
there's
not.
things that didn't, like we said, it didn't fit. It wasn't right. There was things that could have been done. No,
I mean, I would have been surprised that, Jen didn't win. That Maureen, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the placings are exactly where they should be.
They should have been, yeah.
So, no. Do I still want to win the Olympia? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely. That doesn't
change
at all. It doesn't. But
were you surprised?
This Olympia was good. Yeah, this Olympia was good, and anything can happen from now.
Yeah, and like we said,
on to the next one.
Yeah, like we said, it was like we were shocked that we felt so good because it was not what we expected that we wanted to happen, but it happened and we were still so fucking happy with it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then the final question was, what's next? What's next? Are we doing any shows this year? What's the plans? Are we doing the Arnold?
You start. Are you doing the Arnold? Are you doing
are we doing the Arnold? Well, I want to, straight up, I think I've thought about it enough today, and like, I'm still going to carry on thinking about it because I feel like I still need a little bit of time to process this fucking week.
I thought about it today. Okay, guys, we're Sunday.
We're still
like 8 p.m.
Not even like 24 hours.
Yeah.
24
this girl
hours.
is telling me
I've already thought about it.
Yeah,
I know. This is me, my organized self. That's the thing. I still want to apply for the Arnolds. Yes, I still do want to apply for the Arnolds. Will I do any shows before the year ends? I don't know. I actually don't know. Because in general, there's shows that I've looked at. Do I want to do more shows right now? Like, I don't know. I'm not like 100% set on wanting to do a show like right now. I feel like I want to kind of like settle and like focus on business, focus on family, focus on, do you know what I mean? Like focus on those priorities.
Okay.
Again, because I feel like obviously it's been a long time.
But for how long?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You don't know how long you want to focus on business?
So
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And they'd be like, right, let's go back in prep. Let's get back to prep. I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I'll do a show this year. I do want to apply for the Arnolds and see, because I still, like we were speaking about all of this before, I still want redemption. I still want to regain the UK Arnold title. I still want to
That's a huge title, babe. Yeah.
And then I still want to go to the Arnold to Ohio and get redemption from that, because every time, first Arnold's that I did in 2022 didn't bring the shape I wanted. Obviously this year I pulled out. So third year, like I do want to take up a shape that I'm happy with and take it off my bucket list, So for me, I feel like I in my head, I thought post-show I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to do it. But I still have that like, yeah, I want to apply. So I think I'm going to apply and see what happens from that,
Okay, so we would be technically 15 weeks out as of this weekend. You counted?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, it's
I mean, the
15 weeks
fact
out.
that you're not even shocked that I know that is like, so,
it's funny. What about you?
I mean, the fact that the fact that I know there's 15 weeks out, I put some thought into it. So that's all I'm going to say for now. But yeah, I mean, 3 times doesn't sound bad,
I know.
So 3 times Miss International. We love a good little Arnold. So
that doesn't sound bad at all.
We shall see.
Oh, that podcast is so good. I love that.
I love you. It
was such a good vibe.
Let's go meet our family.
I know. Have
eat some
food.
cookies. Yeah, a little bit of food.
Have some food. Thank you guys so much for watching. We just recorded this. It's Sunday at almost 8 o'clock right now, and you'll be seeing this probably in the next literally 12 hours. So we love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting, subscribing. Oh
my God.
We forgot to say, we've got a live event going on. We were supposed to say that at the beginning.
Yeah, let's put it at the beginning.
We put it at the end, but we have another live event. 13th of January, 2024. Iron University. Tickets are live, and I think we've already sold half, which is crazy. That's wild. So get buying.
Because we cannot wait
I know.
to have you guys again and make it bigger, better, bigger, better.
Yeah. So last time, obviously, we did the glute camp and we did the live event. We're doing the exact same, but we're gonna do some fun little things in there. Have some hopefully little special guests in there as well. Have some little spicy spice. So if you,
Phoebe with a bagel in is like my favorite thing.
I know. I have so much energy because I've had food.
It's great.
It's nice. So yeah, if you guys want to know, like, find out more information, get tickets, they're in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube, or they're in, like, if you go to the link in the bio on Instagram, they're at the top of the page. So buy your tickets. And if you're wanting to, because I know there's been a few people that have commented on the post, like, is anyone looking for Airbnbs to, like, share? So if people are looking for Airbnbs, comment down below. Like, if you're watching on YouTube, like talk.
Yeah,
everyone go
please,
talk. Like
we
it'll
can
be
help
so
you
nice.
out. We can help you out. Like we want this like little community. It's very precious for us. So let's get all together. We have more time to.
Yeah, you have so much more time. Last time we only gave you 2 weeks, and you guys sold us out. So now we've got more, and we're gonna make it a huge event. So we love you guys so much. Thank you always so much for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all those fun things. And yeah, we'll see you in the next.
Damn, that's a wrap, babe.
Bye-bye.